Hi everyone, let's run through my preferred bullish and bearish scenarios on the high time frame, medium time frame and low time frames. On the high time frame, my preferred bearish but short-term bullish scenario is that this is a WXY with inside the X an expanded flat ABC and then inside C a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now working on wave 5. The most common target for wave C is the white box over here between 27.7k and 34k. And a red wave X tends to hit at least the 0.382 Fibonacci taken from the all-time high to the low of W, and that sits at about 29.7k as well. The potential trading setups for this scenario is, well, entering the lows over here for the move 5 to the upside, as a wave 4 tends not to close below the 0.5 Fib taken from the low of 2 to the high of 3. Invalidation for a wave 4 was basically entering the price action of this wave 1 and trading it to the upside for a potential wave 5. A potential short scenario in this case is entering shorts in about the white box area. Now keep in mind that there is still a rare wave C target area above the most common wave C target. That is important to know, but potential shorts can be laddered in over here. Stop loss somewhere above and then eventually trading it to the downside, where the first target for a wave Y is at a level of about 12.7k, which also has nice confluence with the potential backtest and support area over here, which is an area that we haven't seen yet after we had the bull run in 2020. So that can be an interesting backtest, an interesting support and backtest area for a potential long to the upside. Now the more bullish scenario is this scenario over here, where this is a WXY XZ. However, there's two reasons that I don't like this. The first one, the second wave X did not hit the 0.382 Fibonacci taken from the high of X to the low of Y. Usually this is a minimum target, so it is actually quite rare for X not to hit. And also wave Z hit the rare target, which is the 0.618 taken from the high of W to the low of W to then the high of X with the trend-based Fib extension. It hit the rare target. Yes, it is a target, but it didn't even get close, of course, then to the most common target. And then the combination of wave X not hitting the 382 and wave Z only hitting its rare target, it makes me doubt this scenario is really going on at the moment. So definitely an alternative scenario where after wave Z you would then have a wave 1, 2, 3 and to the moon basically. The third scenario I want to show you is that wave X and wave C are already in, as the minimum requirement of a wave C is taking the highs of A, which it has already done a couple of days ago. And then currently the first part that we had over here to the downside is the part of a wave A, then followed by looking for a 3 wave in wave B and then eventually a wave C. This would be an expanding flat, and this expanding flat can then be part of a higher degree wave A. So then this is an A, then we get maybe another expanding flat B and eventually a C, or this is wave A, B, and then eventually a C to the downside. Now the downside target is basically the same as the other scenario, just a little bit lower, this time 10.8k, as the target of here, wave C and X, is also lower, like the high that's been made. So 10.8k is about the area of interest, but the support area over here is still the same. Potential short setup is laddering inside this target area, which was support in the past, now turning resistance, which basically is about the same area as the other bearish scenario, between like 34k, here is 33k and 28k, but it's about the same area, laddering the shorts, looking for a stop loss, good stop loss area and trading it to the downside. Now on the medium time frame, I'm keeping an eye on two scenarios, of course, one bullish and one bearish scenario. So the first more bullish scenario is that on the lower time frame, we in wave 4 had a WXY. Now this was a very complex WXY, as some of the targets were quite rare as well. But then we have a 3 wave W, 3 wave X, 3 wave in the Y. The 1.618 is a rare target for the Y. It has been hit, and from there we had this impulsive move. This X over here in another WXY eventually, or an ABC, that was a very weird Elliott wave like countable scenario, as this was so shallow. This retracement was so shallow and so long, so it made life a little bit difficult, but eventually we got out of it with a very nice bullish structure to the upside. This would then mean the end of wave 4 and now working on wave 5. The more bearish scenario, as also actually just mentioned, but this time on the medium time frame, is that this is a WXY in a bigger wave A, followed then by an ABC for a potential wave B expanding flat. So then we have an A, B, and then eventually C. Now, in order to make this legit with the high that we recently, or actually just now made, is that this wave B has to retrace to at least the 0.5, which currently sits at about 22.2K. And the reason that is because this has to be a 3-wave structure in a green wave B, but so far this is a single structure. So it needs to retrace, and if this is an impulsive move in an A wave and we have a corrective 3-wave move down for B, we get another impulsive move in a wave C, and the most common target is the 1-to-1, which is the white line over here. Now, in order for the 1-to-1 to be inside the target area for wave B, which is the 1.236 and the 1.38 Fibonacci, that is the most common. The 105 is rare. So in order to get into this target box and actually reach the maximum target, it needs to go to at least the 0.5 fib over here. So this is the bearish scenario. And then on the lower time frame, the bullish scenario is that we are in a 1-2, 1-2, and then eventually now a bigger 3-wave. So over here we had a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 scenario, with then possibly the white count this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this white wave 3 has to go up here. That is not clear yet, as we didn't really have enough structure in this impulsive wave to decide what each range represents. We need more price action, and also when things are going like this bullish in a short amount of time, it doesn't really make too much sense to count all of this, because you have to wait for longer ranges to eventually form. One thing I do think is important, and I actually don't know why my news over here changed, but today at 1:30, so at 1:30 p.m. Central East European time, we have news going on. So that is important to know. So at 1:30 right there, we got news, and that can create some volatility, either to the up or the downside. We don't know, but it's just good to know that at 1:30 p.m. Central East European time today, there's some news going on. So yeah, the bullish scenario basically means we're in an impulsive wave, which is yet to be finished. As we are still looking for more upside, also because the higher time frame targets are all about 30K. And then eventually the more, I suppose, well, bearish scenario, which in the end is more bullish, but it's short-term bearish, is that this is a wave 1, then we follow up with a wave 2 to the downside, which then is a short-term bearish price action, and then eventually we have a wave 3, 4, and 5 for more upside on the lower time frame. So this is what I wanted to say. I'd like to thank you for watching and subscribing, and I see you at my next video. Bye bye.